Germany, 1943. The Second World War rages. All internal opposition has been viciously silenced, and the people follow blindly behind Adolf Hitler and his policies of total war and domination. Though the majority of young Germans have been brainwashed into Nazi Party policies, others have become aware that it is they, the youth of the country, who have to start resisting the Nazis in whatever they can. One such group are the Edelweiss Pirates of Cologne.
Adolf Hitler addresses a rally of 50,000 members of the Hitler Youth in Nuremberg.
They are representing the 8 million members across the country.
Come.
How do you spell sabotage?
What?
How do you spell sabotage?
You've got to be kidding me.
For God's sake, Jürgen.
S. Quick. A. B. O. T. A. G.
E.
E. Can you spell Hitler?
Oh, yes.
Okay, remember the possessive for Hitler's war and don't use quotation marks.
Hide! Following the regulation to protect musical cultural works of 29th March 1939, the Right Music Examination Office has declared the following musical works as undesired and harmful.
Publishing or distributing or practicing these works is
Forbidden in the German Reich.
German Reich.
the Lummet Walk. Your Broadway, my Broadway.
Swinging high and swinging low. Swing for sale.
The Dipsy Doodle. Adolf Hitler's favorite flower is a simple Edelweiss pent up in the penthouse.
Swing low, sweet chariot.
The flat, full, fluggy. And all of the works by degenerate Negro and Jewish musicians.
Oberkammerschaftsführer, is Adolf Hitler's favorite flower the simple Edelweiss?
What about it?
Is it not his favorite flower?
I cannot speak for the Führer on what he considers to be his favorite flower, though I believe all indigenous flora and fauna of the German Reich are dear to his heart. But there is no official statement on the matter from the party. Therefore, the matter in this instance is closed.
And the official verdict, Adolf Hitler's favorite flower is the simple Edelweiss, stands.
It's my favorite song. I know all the words by heart. My grandmother loves me to sing it to her. Adolf Hitler, Leis Blinks Bloom, ist das schlichte Edelweiss. Adolf Hitler,
I can arrest you for that. Do you want to end up in prison?
arrested? Will having the words in my head be a crime?
Yes! Unlearn them. Learn some martial party songs. And then they will eventually eliminate the words from your head.
And my grandmother?
Your grandmother must do the same,
Come in. Your hair is too long.
I thought I could use it as a weapon on the battlefield to trip up our enemies. Oberkammerschaftsführer?
Clever, aren't you, Ackerman?
No, Oberkammerschaftsführer. That's not what they say in school. But I'll tell them you think so.
You think this is funny, Bauer? I expect all members of my unit to show proper respect of the standards of National Socialism. If you have no respect for yourselves, you have no respect for the country, the people, or the Führer. These transgressions won't just reflect badly on you.
but will have to be taken up with your family as well, yes.
My father fell for the fatherland at Stalingrad, Oberkammerschaftsführer.
Then you, of all people, should follow his example.
But the Russians have it back now.
What?
Stalingrad, Oberkammerschaftsführer.
What about it?
You wish me to follow my father's footsteps and fall for the fatherland?
We will retake Stalingrad. Have no fear of that. Then our armies will be knocking on the gates of Moscow.
Then should I wait till we retake it? Or till we have the gates of Moscow? Before I sacrifice myself for the woke, Reich and Führer.
Do you doubt our ultimate victory, Bauer?
No, Oberkammerschaftsführer, I want to die. I just don't know when and where.
Any more insubordination and you'll find it occurring sooner rather than later. Heil Hitler! Heil Hitler!
Hi, Hitler.
Dismissed!
You've got to watch it, Bauer.
What?
Don't rub him up the wrong way. He'll rat you up to the Gestapo as soon as you look at him.
He had his own mother arrested and sent to a concentration camp for re-education. I'm not kissing anyone's ass. Specifically not that Nazi shit!
We're not telling you to kiss anyone's ass. We're just saying fade into the background a bit.
When are we going to do something about them, huh? I'm fed up of printing slogans on walls and sticking pamphlets through letterboxes.
You've got to be patient.
Be patient, be patient. That's all I ever hear. Well, I'm fed up of being so impatient. If we're patient for any longer, they'll have won the bloody war.
You're no good to anyone stuck in prison.
I'm no good sat on my ass now. What will it take you guys to understand that those fools only understand force? We need to do something now. I want to start hurting them.
I never knew anything different. I was born in
1927.
Hitler and the Nazis. They were all I ever knew. Flags and uniforms.
It was fun at first. The marching, going on camping trips. My parents weren't too happy about it, but they didn't say anything.
They couldn't. It wasn't until 1938, Kristallnacht, we were made to attack the Jews, their businesses, synagogues, anything.
Smash windows and that. Everyone was really excited. But amongst all that crashing, shouting, and the fires, all I could think of was how my parents had always told me, never to throw stones. It was dangerous, and I could hurt someone. And suddenly I knew that this was wrong.
That these leaders, the ones who brought us out onto the streets, shouldn't be telling us to do and shout these terrible things. They were adults. They were responsible, and they were wrong.
They even laughed when we did it. It wasn't right, and I just knew it. But I did throw stones at first. But I never thought the same way again.
Never thought the same way they did. In my head, I got away from them, turned my back on everything they taught me. They never knew, but my parents did.
These adolescents aged between 12 and 17 hang around late in the evening with musical instruments and young, impressionable females.
They like to indulge in mixed gender hiking and camping trips and sing songs.
Since this riffraff is in a large part outside the Hitler Youth and adopts a hostile attitude to the organization, you represent a danger to young people.
There is a suspicion that it is these youth who have covered the pedestrian subway with slogans.
Down with Hitler!
Down with Hitler!
Medals for murder!
Medals for murder!
Down with Nazi brutality!
Down with Nazi brutality!
However, often these inscriptions are removed.
Within a few days, new ones appear on the walls. Who are you? What are you doing here?
Don't you know me? I'm a German citizen.
You're not supposed to be here. Go away. Go. Get out of here. Move this here. Move. More back. That looks good.
glad you came. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't. I know I'm being selfish.
You? I'm the one that's left everyone behind? Abandoned everyone?
No, you didn't. Don't think that way, Benji. It's what your parents wanted. Okay, it's what I wanted, but they understood.
Did you see them leave?
Yes, and I followed them all the way to this train station. They have my address. I'm sure they'll write as soon as they get there.
I don't know if I'm strong enough to do this.
Yes, you can. You can do it. You can do it for them. For your sisters.
But to just go underground, disappear. Can you do this?
Of course.
Have you thought about it? And I mean, really thought about what it is we're gonna do?
I wouldn't have it any other way. I hate the way we're living. The way we treat each other. The suspicion. The fear. I hate what they've done to you. Shh, quick, go to the bathroom.
So, how do you like your new home?
I'm glad you're safe.
I'm sorry we couldn't bring your parents as well. It would have looked too suspicious. But we have contacts with the railways, so we know exactly where they're being resettled.
Thanks.
So, what have you got planned? Isn't it a bit early for that, Claudia? Benji's only just got here.
It's alright, Petra. She's right. But first, we need to make sure that we can trust the others. And I mean, absolutely sure.
So, no one with parents in the party then?
I'll go now then. Shut up!
No, I didn't mean you.
Who did you mean then?
We can't blame everybody because of what their parents think. Even my father thought that Hitler was good for the country. Now, he's on his way east to a resettlement camp. We just have to be careful. Nobody must know about this apartment or what happened to me. As far as anyone else is concerned, I have been resettled with my parents. Tito, whose is this place?
It's my cousin's. He let the blocklighter know that I'll be looking after it while he was away.
And what if he comes back on leave?
He's married now. They've got a place in Berlin. Either ways, I let the blocklighter know that we'd be using it for Hitler youth meetings.
And he believed you?
Of course he did. My cousin's a hopster for in the SS.
Good.
The place above is bomb damaged, unlivable. The flat on this side too, which leaves the one below. And that's Herschel's. And he's deaf. But he's deaf. There's a window in the bathroom that leads out into the well area. I've got to hope that the need arises.
From there, a sewer outlet. Straight into the street systems.
Excellent.
Just make sure to keep the noise down to a minimum and only use the radio when me or the others are around.
And, what about going outside?
Maybe at night. Daytimes are out of the question.
You said yourself we have to start being extra careful.
People say the Gestapo have got the Jews. Hunting Jews on the streets! Shh, quick, Claudia, check if there's anyone coming.
Ah, good. They're here. Now at last, we can get on planning with what we're going to do next. What was that for?
For being you. Straight to business. We need to show those fools that there's someone else in the ring again.
We just have to be careful.
Look what happened to the shawls.
That's why we have to hit them hard this time. No more bloody pamphlets.
Letting people know the truth is as important as fighting on the streets.
Pamphlets are for kids.
We are kids.
All over Europe, there's armed resistance. We need to let the Allies know that there are people here that can fight back too.
And how are you planning on doing that?
With this,
Where the hell did you get that from?
I took it off a Nazi. Now, I want to use it. On one.
You'll get your chance. We all will. But first, I just want to make sure that you all know what you're getting yourselves into. You know what will happen if we're caught. So make sure you're getting into this for the right reasons. If anyone wants to back out now, I'd understand. I think we all would. Who's in?
My father is a Nazi.
My father is a Nazi. He always has been, right from the beginning. I never knew what he was like before Hitler's time.
My grandmother tells me he was a quiet young man. I find that hard to believe. She said the Kaiser's war changed him. When he came back, he was always unhappy because he'd lost so many comrades, uselessly. They all came back to nothing, to chaos, she said. That's why he took to Hitler and the Nazis. He believed Hitler could give us back our self-esteem.
Hitler said we could hold our heads high in the world again.
Everybody worked. Nobody went without it. He's so proud of his uniform. My mother
Went away. They argued a lot. She didn't like Hitler. She didn't want my father to be so involved with the party. The party won in the end.
and they made me stay with my father, said
She is an unfit mother.
She is an unfit mother.
I can't forgive my father because he knows it's wrong. He knows that these people are morally corrupt. He is very intelligent, but he believes so much in them that he's willing to sacrifice everything for it, even his humanity. I think that's his greatest crime. That he knows it's wrong, but continues to go along with the lies. I'm not like him.
I'm not like him. I'm not like him.
A lot of my friends are. I've never been scared of the Nazis. That's what they want, you see. They want you to be frightened. They want you to fear the loss of everything you hold dear.
I don't. I'd gladly give it all up to see them finished. Germany into a criminal war against its own citizens and the peace-loving nations of the world. It is imperative that we all realize that following this lunatic will only bring death and destruction to the country.
You're getting good at this, Claudia. Mad! Go on down to the shelter before you're all killed!
We're not going anywhere without you, Benji!
We'll be together. Even unto death.
That's a very romantic notion, Dieter. But you see, large bombs make a very messy bedfellow.
Alright. Let's get these out while the raid's still on.
I'm coming as well.
You're not. It's one thing getting us caught, but
How many crimes can they kill me for? Distributing leaflets and being a Jew? They can only chop off my head once.
don't say such things, Benji.
I'll be fine.
Benji, no!
I'm coming. So don't try and stop me. It's the only time I'll ever get to get out of this rat hole.
Alright. Claudia, you stay with Petra. I'll take Benji with me. Oh, and look out for Jürgen. He's on the way over with someone.
What?
Here?
Who? He knows not to bring strangers here. What is he thinking of? We said no one else comes here. This is just for Benji. We can't have more than 2 people at the same time. It's too dangerous. It's out of the question. Tell him no.
It's only for a few days. Till we sort something else out.
It's not fair. It puts Benji at risk. It puts us all at risk. They should have gone through the group first.
He got a message through to me and he said it was urgent, so I said it was fine.
Why couldn't anyone else take him?
They're hiding or arrested.
More reason we should be sticking to the rules. The city's crawling with informers. Who even is it? Has anyone vouched for him? Found out his background?
He's a soldier.
Oh!
He doesn't want to go back to the front.
That tells us nothing. There are plenty of Nazis who do anything to avoid being sent back to Russia. Claudia is right. He could be Gestapo. Tell him no. It's too dangerous.
I've already told Jürgen to bring him.
Benji! Benji, what do you think?
We can't turn people away. It's not who we are. Let him stay. I don't mind sharing for a couple of days.
Thought it'd be safer to come in during the raid. This is Rutger Schreiner.
Jürgen? What the hell are you thinking of? Bringing a stranger here?
What?
I'm sorry, I thought.
Hang on a minute. Since when have you been the ones making decisions?
Since about the same time that you started bringing in strangers here without them being vetted by all of us first.
Well, I thought it's what we do. We help people.
We do. But when we're all taking the risk, we make the decisions together.
There was no
Then
time.
you should have made time. Or said no. It's when we start bending rules, mistakes happen. And we cannot afford mistakes.
It's all right, both of you. He's here now, and he's very welcome. Jürgen, why don't you introduce us to your friend?
This is Rutger Schreiner.
We don't need to know surnames.
Look, I'm sorry. If this is going to be a problem, I can leave.
Stay where you are. I'm Petra.
I'm Dieter.
Claudia.
And this is Benji.
There! I bet that made you feel very welcome. Come in, take a seat. Don't bother yourself with the bombs. We have a special dispensation from Mr. Churchill. He's promised not to bomb this place. But as you can see, the news hasn't really filtered through to the pilots yet.
What? You're in contact with the allies?
Of course! Mr. Churchill doesn't do anything without consulting us first.
Really?
He's joking, Rutger.
Somebody offer our guest a drink. You do drink alcohol? We do. Don't worry, I shan't inform the authorities. They're far too busy these days to concern themselves with underage drinkers.
Thanks, yeah.
Jürgen, why don't you get our guest a drink? Drinks all around, I think.
My parents were political.
My parents were political.
I grew up with politics. They were communists. They were always out on the streets demonstrating against the Nazis.
Silence is compliance!
Stand up against hate.
Silence is compliance!
Stand up against hate.
All my life, all I ever remember are smoky rooms full of people talking and arguing politics.
The Nazi party is required for German glory.
He's absolutely right!
That's a possibility.
Let's purify the nation.
Purified through brutality.
That's another possibility.
Preposterous.
Democracy is essential for human rights.
Who cares about democracy? We are in debt. First of all, how to bring about revolution. Then, how to combat the Nazis. And then, it all went quiet. No more open talk of Russia or Comrade Stalin.
And then, suddenly, our world was whispered, shadowed, hidden.
The worry of my parents every time there was a knock on the door. It's as if we were waiting for them to come. They were always expected, anticipated.
Then one day, they did come. I was playing with my friends across the hall.
The boots came up the stairs. I saw them coming, climbing up. The black boots, the shiny boots. They stopped outside our apartment and knocked. I knew inside the apartment, my parents would have turned to the door instantly. Knew they would have turned to each other. Knew my father's look would have told my mother not to worry. His always reassuring look. But not this time. I saw the door open, heard my mother screaming, my father on the floor, blood pouring from his nose and mouth as the shiny boots rained down on his face and body. My mother, as she is dragged along the hall by her hair, screaming. My father looked at me as he passed, and even through the blood and the pain, the look he gave me, the reassuring look, the look of my father, the look that said,
All will be well.
I never saw them again.
I never saw them again. They were both shot in the chow.
There are two possibilities. Either we're good Germans or we're bad ones. If we're good Germans, all is well. But if we're bad Germans, then there are two possibilities. Either we believe in victory or we don't. If we believe in victory, all is well. But if we don't, then there are two possibilities. Either we hang ourselves or we don't. If we hang ourselves, all is well. But if we don't, then there are two possibilities. Either we give up the fight or we don't. If we give up the fight, all is well. But if we don't, then there are two possibilities. Oh, either the criminal red mob following the Anglo-Americans liquidates us immediately, or following Stalin's wish, we're deported to work in the icy wastes of Siberia. If we are liquidated immediately, that is, relatively speaking, good. But if we're deported to work in Siberia, then
You must have had worse in Russia.
What? Oh, yeah.
Where were you?
I'm sorry.
In Russia?
Oh, I mean, all over. We weren't in one place long enough to remember the name. We must have started somewhere near Kursk. I know that. And then we must have landed up somewhere unpronounceable in Poland.
Are you hungry? Do you like sausage? We have some sausage. Petra, why don't you get Rivka some sausage? And some bread. It's a day old, I'm afraid.
Thank you. All of you. I don't want to put any of you in danger, and I really appreciate what you're all doing for me.
And what is it that we've done for you? What has Jürgen told you about us?
Nothing putting me up,
Give him
Mama.
a break, Petra. He's just saying thanks.
All right. Who's helping me with these? Benji, are you still coming?
No, I think I'll stay.
Suit yourself. You and you. Let's get this lot distributed.
What are they?
What do you think?
Why? You don't like what's written.
Nothing wrong with what's written, but
But what?
I mean, they're just words, aren't they?
Words are one of the few weapons at our disposal.
Yeah, but what real harm can these leaflets do?
They are a reminder that not everybody is willing to follow them blindly.
You think that after what they've done, they'll worry about what a few people have to say on leaflets?
They're scared of words, Rutger. You see, words are one of the few things which make them vulnerable. They expose the lies. They're powerless against them. That's why they went to so much effort to control them in the first place. And when they realized that they couldn't, they burnt them, turned them to ash.
I don't know. I'm just a soldier. I don't really know about words or politics.
How can you say that you're just a soldier?
It's what I am. I do what I'm told to do. And I go where they send me.
But you don't, do you?
What?
Go where they send you.
Don't know what you mean.
Well, that's why you're here with us, because by not going back to the front, you made a political statement.
I didn't.
You just said you follow orders.
So?
Did you have orders which told you to desert?
No.
So, you made a political statement by not going back to the front.
All I'm saying is that I didn't want to die in Russia.
In today's day and age, if that's not a political statement, I don't know what is. You haven't eaten your sausage. Are you not hungry? Do you like cheese? Petra, do we have any cheese?
Cheese! How old are you lot?
16.
17.
I'm 16.
Dieter's 18, Claudia is 17, and Jürgen, how old is Jürgen?
About 6 in the head.
So, do you do all this yourself then? Write these leaflets and that? Or are there grown-ups involved? What's so funny?
We're not laughing at you, Ritko. Really,
No, we are laughing at you.
it's just grown-ups.
Wait, making sure we wash our hands after printing. Wearing an apron if we decide to attack the curio with ink.
Ha. I'm glad you find me amusing.
No, really, Rutger, we don't. It's just the idea of having adults involved in what we do.
Maybe for other groups, but not for us.
So what are you then? Who are you with? Communists, anarchists, Christian Democrats?
God forbid, no! We're the Edelweiss Pirates, the Navajos of Cologne. I thought you knew.
You're just kids.
That's as may be, but they're still scared of us.
Scared enough to hunt us down.
And no, Rutger, there are no grown-ups involved.
We don't trust them.
It was the adults that gave us Hitler.
Then again, there are two possibilities. Either one dies immediately, or one does not die immediately. If one dies quickly, one has deserved it, but is still lucky. If one does not die immediately, that is unfortunate. Then again, there are two possibilities. Either one slaves away for foreigners until the end of his life without ever seeing his family or his homeland again, or one gets shot in the back of the neck, little earlier. Since both of these two possibilities end in death, Hitler has left us German citizens with only one possibility: death.
Alright, read that back to me.
groggy Benji is very happy and in good spirits, though he still misses you dreadfully. Then what do I write?
Sick and tired of pretending to be a dog! Fine. Right. The bombing continues here. But I'm sure that Hitler he'll lead us all to a final victory! What's the bloody point? I'm lying to them! And they're probably lying to me. And Hitler's lying to everyone. Dear Mrs. Dressler, isn't it terrible that it takes this horrible war for us to realize that those who we love, our children, our loved ones, those who can't be with us, the love we have for them, I'd like to share a few words with you, Mrs. Dressler, that my son wrote to me once. Dear mother, he wrote,
Dear mother, though it feels like a vast emptiness separates us, I've never felt as close to you as I do now in these dark times. Nor has the love I feel for you, Papa and the girls, ever been stronger. I don't want to add to your sadness, but it hurts in every part of my body to think about you and what you may all be going through. I only wish I could be there, so I might share some of the burden. Dear mother, I love you with every sinew of my body, with every breath I take, and I thank you for making me who I am. I only have the strength to do what I do because of you and your love for me. My only wish is that we can all be together again soon. That I can look into your beautiful face, see you smile at me, and know that all will be well. Dear mother, I kiss your face and pray that God take care of you all. Your loving son, Benjamin Dressler.
Your loving son, Friedrich.
January 20th, 1942, Berlin. Wannsee Conference was to coordinate the final solution. There was little doubt about what the final solution was, but Reinhard Heydrich made it clear that it meant the total annihilation of the Jews through a combination of forced labor and mass murder.
June 2nd, 1942, the SSL police authorities deport approximately 58,087 Jews from the Greater German Reich to Theresienstadt. 43,810 from Germany.
15,266 from Austria.
611 from Sudetenland.
310 from Luxembourg.
117 from Danzig.
Between October 26, 1942 and October 28, 1944, the SS and police authorities deport approximately 46,750 Jews in 27 transports from Auschwitz-Birkenau to Theresienstadt. Fewer than 3,000 survived.
Extermination begins in Belzec By the end of 1942, almost 600,000 Jewish men, women, and children were murdered.
It is actually true that the Jews have to speak, disappeared from Europe, and that the Jewish reservoir of the East, with the Jewish pestilence, has for centuries beset the people of Europe, has ceased to exist. With the fervor of the German people at the beginning of the war prophesied what now has come to pass.
It's quite cold in here. Can we light the fire?
No,
Why not?
because the smoke from the fire will alert them of us being here.
The yellow star.
It's only lately we had to wear the star. What? You didn't know I was a Jew?
I didn't think there were any left, but it don't bother me.
It should do. It should bother you that a portion of your fellow citizens have been robbed of the right to vote, to work, to educate their children, not allowed to sit on a park bench or swim in a lake. And if that wasn't enough, they've been robbed by the state, forced to live in a foreign country. But none of that bothers you in the slightest.
Where were they sent? Your family.
The recent daughter.
Well, count your lucky stars that you're not there.
Why should I count myself lucky?
What?
You just said I should count myself lucky that I'm not in the recent daughter.
Well, I mean, you're here. In Cologne. You didn't have to leave.
But you said not there, as if you knew what there was like.
It's just a word, isn't it?
What's so terrible about there? Do you know Therese and Dot? Have you been?
What's with all these questions, huh? Who are you? Who are you to interrogate me? You're trying to be clever with your words.
You haven't answered my question. I asked about the lucky escape from Therese and Dot. What are you hiding?
Well, I mean, nothing. I mean, everyone's heard the stories. I'm no different.
And what stories would those be?
Well, not stories. More rumors. They're just rumors about what's happening with your Lord Jews and that.
And what's that got to do with Therese and Dot?
I mean, nothing. I mean, your parents, they're there, aren't they?
Are they? What do you know about it?
I mean, nothing.
I said, what do you know?
It's all fake, all right? Just pretend. So that people think that we treat Jews well.
What do you mean?
It's a transit camp. The Jews are being shipped there all the time. Thousands of them. Most of them don't even go away from there. Not if you're an important Jew. Only the important Jews get to stay, as I said. Artists, politicians and that. Maybe some war veterans. It's all just for show.
You're lying.
I'm not.
How do you know all this?
I told you. You hear things. What are you doing?
Not good enough. Answer me.
I don't have to say anything to you.
Answer me.
I tell the others what you're doing.
You're gonna end up on the street with a sign saying you're a deserter?
You can't do that.
Answer me.
All right. I was there, all right? Happy now? I know it's true because I was there.
What's going on?
Empty! What are you doing?
Blood type tattoo. He's in the SS.
No, I was, but I'm not anymore.
Liar.
Put that thing away!
He's SS.
I said put it away! If that thing goes off, it'll be more than the neighbors banging on the bloody door! You! Off the floor! In the chair!
Sit back.
Now, you better tell us who you really are.
We were sent because we were available. We were on our way east anyway. We didn't know.
streets. Streets we'd walked down for years. Familiar streets. All was normal. Everything was how it should have been. Except for us. They never said a word. Just watched in silence as we passed.
We were at the Tube train station. We waited. My brother played. He was so happy. We'd only been here before when we went on holiday. That's what my father told him. We're going on holiday! My father cried when he told him that.
It was loud and cold. It was so cold and there were dogs barking. Soldiers shouting, screaming, children crying. We didn't have time to think. They forced us down off the train. Hit us. Men, women and children. They took away my wife and daughters. I didn't know where they took them. I just wanted to hold them.
They sent me and my wife to the left. My wife gave the baby to my mother, who went to the right. My wife started to scream, "How dare you take my baby! You have no right to do so! It's inhumane! Give me my baby back!" She ran to the other line. But they wouldn't let her rejoin me. I have her things, baby's clothes, winter things. They'll need them. They'll need them.
We were sent to Theresindal to pick up transport from the east. You know, guard it. We knew it was a resettlement camp. They were all German.
He's lying.
I'm not. And it's not just that place as well. There are others as well, where they kill them.
I believe it. I know what these people are capable of.
These trains from Theresindal. When did they start?
A couple months ago.
Benji, when was the last time you heard from your parents?
bombed out of my house. It was terrible. I lost everything. Didn't have a thing left to wear except for the clothes I stood up in. Nothing for the kids either. One day, they called us. People in our area who'd been bombed out and lost everything as well. They took us to a warehouse with clothes and names, clothes for every weather, shoes of every description. I got a lovely new coat. The kids were fitted with everything as well. Nice stuff and all, not rubbish. They were happy, running around, showing them off. But then, I noticed that all the children's clothes had a yellow juice star sewn on them. My coat did too. It wasn't there, mine, but you could see where one had been. I looked around the room. All the other women had noticed it too. I mean,
What were we expected to do?
We had nothing.
We lost all of it in the bombing. We were helpless.
no one said a thing. We just started ripping them off as we left. I looked back, and the floor was covered in them. Carpeted it was. Yellow juice stars. There were hundreds. Oh dear God, there were hundreds.
Benji!
Get away from me!
Yogan!
Oh God! Quick, help him! Yogan!
What the hell are you all still doing here? Go! For God's sake, leave the lot of you. Benji, if you don't go now, I'll shoot you myself. Give those to me. Get your hands off them. It's all right. I'll finish it. All right, just go. Yogi, no. Please go away. Please. Please. It's all right. You can leave the watch with me now. Over here, you scum!
In 1938, Cologne, Ehrenfeld. 13 members of the so-called Ehrenfeld group were publicly hanged without trial. Amongst them were members of the Edelweiss Pirates. Gustav Bermel, 17. Bethel Schenk, 17. Gustav Bermel, 17. Adolf Schutz, 17. And Johann Miller, 16.
Please give a big round of applause to our actors, Ahan Kapadia as the young Benjamin and other characters, Anya Bhartiya, German citizen and other characters, Aman Agarwal, Petra's father and Nazi officer, Araina Seth, young Petra and other characters, Arman Uttam Singh, Jorgen, Ayan Mehta, young Dieter, Hayden Hussain, reporter, Kirtiman Goswami, Oberkammerschaftsführer, Krish Sood, cameraman and reporter, Nalin Bergeron Verma, Benjamin, Naisha Jariwala, young Claudia and other characters, Riva Raghavan, Petra, Rihan Jariwala, Dieter, Shloka Patel, Claudia, Siddharth Davolkar, Rutger, Vedant Pandit, Oberkammerschaftsführer, Vivan Bhuvna, Oberkammerschaftsführer. Last but not the least, Zara Rajkotwala as chorus and our student director. want to say a big thank you to NCPA for giving us this opportunity. Special thanks to Shahnaz for doing a voice workshop for our students, Bruce, Ragini, Medha, and everybody involved with the team. Thank you so much. And our directors, Ms. Khushbu Shroff and Mr. Darshan Naik.